This class is a must if you've ever been pregnant and carried a child. So let me show you what happens. It's also really good if you sit a lot. So an anterior pelvic tilt is when your pelvis tilts forward because the big belly, it's so heavy, so your body makes up for that. And what happens is then your core is weak and your back is really tight, your erector spinae group, and then your glutes tend to be a little bit weaker too, and then your hip flexors are super tight. So what happens is we want to undo that anterior pelvic tilt, bring it back to more neutral. We want to strengthen your core, strengthen your glutes. We want to really stretch out those hip flexors and stretch out your back and also strengthen them. Because if you have weakness there too, you can't really create a stretch. You have to strengthen them as well in order to get that nice length. So let's get started. There's a few exercises to help you balance all of that out. So again, we'll be strengthening our core, strengthening our glutes. We'll be getting some nice length and strength in our hip flexors and our back. And that should make you feel a lot better. If you can try doing it every single day for a while and see the difference, let me know. And I guarantee you'll feel really good. So starting off, we are going to find a posterior pelvic tilt. So instead of your pelvis going forward, we want to bring it back more to the back posteriorly because it'll make up for that anterior. It'll feel really nice. So right now, your anterior pelvic tilt is like this. We want to roll your pelvis back the other way where your low back will touch the ground. That should feel really hard already if you have a really big curve in your back from the anterior pelvic tilt, so the lordosis curve. If it's really big, you can also, what you can do is you could put your hands and your arms underneath your low back. And then when you inhale, prepare, exhale, try to squish your hands with your low back, curling over your pelvis. And then release. You shouldn't be gripping in your feet. It should be nice, soft glutes, nice, soft feet. No tensing in your collarbone area. A couple more. This should feel really nice in your core. And let's do one more. Nice. And then from here, we want to stay in that nice posteriorly pelvic tilt. So we call that imprint in Pilates, but let's stay in our imprint where our low back is touching the mat. We're not ramming it down. We're just feeling that connection. And so when you're ready, you can inhale and then peel your hips up and then up each vertebrae until you get a nice long line. This might be really difficult if you do have that really big curve in your back from pregnancy or in general. So if you have to go a little bit lower, that's okay too. But if you can try and get to that really nice long line, really using your glutes, we want to strengthen them right now. We want to really stretch those hip flexors, strengthen that core because we're staying balanced. And just stay here. And then peel down each vertebrae to massage your back since it is tight. Peel up each vertebrae slowly, slowly, slowly in the center of your back. Again, stay up here if you can. Nice wide inhale. Peel down in the center of your back. Using your feet as support. You can also use your hands as base. Really activate those glutes. Nice. And then we'll try working on that one glute. So reaching out that one leg. This will be the leg that's doing the glute bridge. So we're going to inhale, peel up, and then lift your leg up as high as you can, maintaining that pelvis stable. And then point it down. Again, point up, plantar flex or dorsiflex. Point up, dorsiflex. This should be really hard because we are unstable. We're creating just that one leg, doing all the movement, that support. So really focus on not moving around your pelvis too much. Really firing through that glute. Lift it up. And then you can come down, peel down to rest for a second, since this is our issue area. You want to make sure you're not curving up too much. You really want to keep that contained, keep your ribs contained into a nice long line. Our back will tend to want to really arch up. So really keep it contained, kind of feeling like your rib cage and your pelvic bones are coming together to keep that nice connection. Now let's switch legs. This will be our glute bridge leg. Reach your leg out. Inhale, peel up. Nice long line. Leg up. Dorsiflex. Just tap. If it is hard for you, you can rest your foot and then go back up. So really focusing on that nice strength. One more. Really reach through the feet. Really press down on your feet. Reach through your toes. Sorry, last one. And then peel down. You can try windshield wiping your legs to get some nice movement in your hips. Release your low back. Amazing. Now we're going to go up into our tabletop position. Remember that if you want to activate your core, since the low belly is our weaker spot from carrying babies, so in order to activate it, really feel like you're inhaling, big balloon. Exhale. Everything is coming into the center, so feel like your two hip bones are kind of pressing everything in. You're zipping up. That'll really give you a nice deep connection to your deep core. And then you want to keep that. So whenever you're doing any exercises, if you find you are disconnecting from your core, really focus on your breath out through pursed lips to really find that connection. And then from here, we want to really make sure we're pushing away from our hands. So we're not dumping into our shoulders. If your wrists are hurting, you can push your hands further away and really press down on all the finger pads. And then if that's too hard too, you can do this on your forearms. So we're going to just lift up using our low core to really do this movement. So inhale, prepare. Couple more. Good job. One more. So really push away. Nice. Good job. And then here we want to stretch our back, our shell stretch. So you're going to go, it's kind of like a child's pose, but it's more of an active pose where you're keeping your core engaged and you're really arching your back to give you that nice fresh air into your spine, give you that nice stretch. Nice, good job. And here we're going to work on some core. We're going to do some ab preps. We're going to keep our head supported in our hands. So we're going to cup our head since we really want to work on any weak core. So we'll do just a little bit of core work, but there are more videos on my site if you want to have more core work. So cupping your head. So your hands are kind of placed like this underneath your head. And then you're going to have that nice imprinted position to support our low back and to get out of that anterior tilt. So more of a posterior tilt. No pressure on our feet, just nice soft glutes and feet. We're going to keep our core contained and our rib cage contained. So inhaling, prepare, tiny little head nod. Exhale, peel up to the bottom of your shoulder blades. Inhale, peel down. Really feel it right here, right underneath your rib cage. One more. And if you want to try doing that with legs tabletop, so you want to have a nice 90-degree angle, your hips right over your legs right over your hips. And then we're going to squish your legs together. Keep that connection between your legs. We're also going to keep that imprinted position, so posterior pelvic tilt. And then we're going to do an ab prep again. Just the tips of your shoulder blades, not too high. Look at your knees. Peel up. One more. Nice. And if you feel like you can stay here, try reaching one leg away, moving at the hip joint, not dumping it down from the knee. Reaching away from the hip joint, opening up that hip flexor, alternating. If this is too much for you, feel free to come out and back in. Since we are alternating legs, you want to make sure that your pelvis is staying stable. If you find your low back is starting to arch again and you're feeling pain, feel that you're feeling the connection again towards the mat. One more. Good job. Nice. And then windshield wiper your legs again. And that should feel good. And that's your nice little quick workout to help with postpartum and making sure you get out of any low back pain, strengthening your core. So let me know how you like it. If you like these type of educational videos for posture.